Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to another special episode of the Mad Pod. Yes, we're back. You cannot stop us now. So I am Jed T.E. Rhodes. You all know my egotistical ass. This is my beautiful, vaunted former co-producer, Matthew Mills. Say hello, Matthew.
Hello, Matthew. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, no, I set them up for that one, everybody. So
Yeah,
so we have a
let me have it.
Yeah. So we have a tiny bit of a different setup to last time. For those of you who watched the previous episode, that I did with Toby recorded that one with Toby's recording software, and we recorded that before my desk was set up. But now the man at desk has a desk. Hey, desks are good. Can't be a man at desk if we don't have a man and a desk. So we're all good on that front. We also have crappy webcam instead of the HD camera that I had on my iPad, so you can see less of my beautiful face, for which I'm sure you are eternally thankful. Haha. So yeah. So my dear friend Matthew here wanted to do this particular podcast because on the date that this is going out, which is the 26th of August. The 26th of August. Cool. Editor Jed is going to hate me for this one. On the date, 26th of August, it will be the 12-year anniversary of First Step. The first full episode of the Mth Doctor. That's MTH, for those of you who
But you
can't
can
tell.
ever blame Jed for.
Yeah, it's my fault. So Matthew and I sort of thought about this, and Matthew suggested that maybe doing a sort of podcast commentary thing, talking about the Mth Doctor, and the two episodes leading into the First Step, really, because obviously we've got The Last Stand, which released in May of 2014, which is the regeneration story of Matthew Young's Noir Doctor into Matthew's Mth Doctor, but also technically the appearance of a prototypical version of the Mth Doctor in Dark Impulses the December prior, that we can also talk about. We have covered some of this, like the last time we did the Mad Pod together, which was like 4 years ago. But it's nice to cover it now that we're like, at the 12th anniversary. Dear God, we're old. It's nice to cover it there.
Yes.
But yeah, so obviously
it was raining Matt at the time. We had Matt Smith, me, and Matt Young speaking about
all the Matthews. When one Matthew leaves, another Matthew begins. So
a very strange Hydra.
Hail Hydra. But no, so yeah, so we thought it would be like nice to sort of sit and talk a little bit about.
Oh, I know you know I will carry you home. Well,
Alexa, shut up.
Alexa wanted to copyright us.
Alexa has forgotten that I have the power of editing on my side. So.
Right then, what sort of power are we talking about here?
Never mind.
Right then.
You've got to include that somewhere.
Anyway.
This is why the Doctor doesn't have Alexa.
No, quite. We must not invoke its name further, or it will speak.
Indeed. But yes, as you stated, we thought it would be a nice chance to get them with the start of Mth and what led up to them.
Indeed, which, was a surprisingly, we've talked about it before, but it's nice to sort of go over it again with the benefit of a few more years hindsight, and also, I guess, with the benefit of talking about it from the perspective of you've stopped now. This is
Indeed.
you know, you are an ex-fan doctor. You have ceased fan doctoring all over the place, which is not something that happens actually very often in the fan doctor sphere.
Indeed. It was time. I'd been doing it for quite a number of years at that point, and I need to focus. And one of the reasons that this in my mind is I was looking back over the first episode, the first step, that's full episode, in preparation for making the Vanguard, which is sort of my original series using sort of aspects I've made for Doctor Who, which that'll be on like Archive of Our Own, Royal Road, and Inkit in the coming months. Hopefully not too long after this comes out, depending on how editing the first one goes in terms of prosy wise. It did make me a bit nostalgic. I'm like, oh, I'd love to do that. And I realised the 12th anniversary. Okay. Time is timed. I know. And God knows how many prime ministers.
All of them.
And one cabbage.
Lettuce, not cabbage. Get your green food right. But yeah, so it's been a fair while actually. So I suppose, for the benefit of those who do not know, because there's probably quite a few people who do not know actually, Matthew started out on Lungbarrow Brothers for the 50th anniversary special. Dear Lord, the 50th anniversary special Dark Impulses on Lungbarrow Brothers, where they stepped in as sort of a last-minute replacement Doctor.
Indeed, I'd accidentally tripped over the other one. I mean, the other person wasn't able to come in and do their talk. They weren't injured in any way. So no, just yeah, you sent me over some
Facebook Messenger. It was Facebook Messenger, right in the early days of Facebook Messenger being a separate app.
Please.
Oh my
You're
god.
saying, oh yeah, I haven't got something there. Like, oh, where are you filming? Oh, Ponty. How do I get there? And sort of jumped into that. I think. But then the Mth Doctor, the naming convention is purely because Matt Nth.
Yes.
That's the
That's it.
infamous.
We wish
You've
we
got
could
an
come up.
actual number.
We wish that we could like claim that there was some really deep philosophical reason behind it, but this was in the halcyon days before nicknames became a thing. So we just wanted to have something that sounded vaguely numerical. So Mth was it.
Which is weird, because I've debated after that, like, in recent years, because during the end of my fan Who career, if you want to call it that, whatever your name is, like, leaned more towards, like, nicknames, so I found, it's quite interesting. I think I ended up calling the Mth Doctor in The Great Gears Turning, which is an Ink Doctor. Shall I
Your recording decided to just not pick up what you said when you said the nickname particularly. So maybe the universe doesn't want to know the nickname.
How dare you? The Ink Doctor deserves to be known.
Oh.
Yes. But yeah, so I ended up calling them the Battered Doctor. I think I'd either call them that or the Gemini Doctor for them talking to themselves. Because I remember after we saw that, got found out, okay, yeah, you're going to come down and be. I binged all of Longbow Brothers again and go, okay, how do I make mine different from
X and Nth.
Okay, what can I do? So for this Doctor Who's very much, they are their own company. And weirdly enough, them being their own worst enemy became a running gag with the Mth Doctor. But I remember we were scrounging around for like, okay, what is Doctor Who? And by scrounging around, I mean use Jed's walk-in shop. By God, you've got a lot of clothes.
Let's see. So the shirt was yours. The waistcoat was mine. No, so the waistcoat was mine. The cords were mine. The coat was we found in
I'd
a
like
charity
everyone
shop.
to hear on this podcast, I have confirmation that I actually got into Jed's trousers, so we'll call it that.
Yeah, no, that is a place that, as it turns out, quite a few people wouldn't mind being over the course of the last few years. I'm being thirsted after. It's very strange.
You made first.
Shit, I did invent Who Trap on TikTok, to be fair.
Oh shit, you might have.
No, I
What have you
did.
done?
I did though. Like I invented the
Say
hashtag
sorry
Who
right
Trap.
now.
No, fuck off. I'm not saying sorry for that. But no, so all joking about getting into my pants aside, the finished look was basically we threw together. You had the shirt, but other than that, it was a bow tie of mine. Waistcoat and trousers were the ones that I'd lent you, and then we found the coat. Like the coat we just found in a charity shop in Pontefract on the day itself, practically, which was just that was very lucky, and that sort of
I
created.
remember I bought a bunch of jackets, and they looked too. It was a Grell jacket from Black Butler. It looked way too costumey.
It looked like a cosplay jacket, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember that one was no. That ended up getting used for Mth Doctor, not the inverse that we all know and love as Iris. No, we didn't know them at the time. It was. Do you remember my successor?
Yes, that was a very long time ago, dear Lord. We will tell that. We will tell that story another time. But yeah, so we basically threw together that look near enough on the 11th hour, no pun intended, and it sort of like it's really weird how quickly that whole thing came together, because it was literally just, here's a really hacked together cut down version of this script, here's this character's costume, all right, how do we differentiate this character, you know, basically lots of questions, lots of asking themselves questions. And that was it, really. That was like, it was a very rushed experience, all things considered, because we were rushing ourselves to finish in time for the 50th, which of course we filmed in time for the 50th, but we didn't
release, because editing is editing.
Editing is editing, and to be honest, it was one of those things where like Anthony was already stressing about it at the time, because at the time he was the one who edited everything that I did. So yeah, no, it was bad. It was stressful. But
I think of all the Doctors I've portrayed, Mth is sort of the closest to what I would be as the Doctor. Because they often say you as the Doctor would be just you times 11. Your personality times up to 11. I think I said that in one of the behind the scenes, and Mth is pretty much just my awkward butt. I
mean, that's the same for a lot of us, though, in those days, because this was obviously before the current trend of everybody having 4 or 5 fan doctors came into play. So, like,
you are not one to talk.
I know I'm not one to talk.
How many?
So Mth, Groovy, Rust, Popinjay, Insouciant. I play a lot of fan doctors.
Confectioner.
Yep.
There's a few I was meant to be, but didn't end up being.
Yep.
It's actually hurt my finger for some reason.
But yeah, no. So like, anyway, the point is, this was before the current trend of, you know, multiple fan doctors per actor. So like back in those days, everybody just thought, yeah, we're gonna get one shot at playing Docky Who, so we're gonna play Docky Who, and we're gonna play it like we were playing Docky Who on TV properly. And so like this was, you know, you say this was you playing it like you were going to play it. That's how it was for everyone back in those days. It's only in the last couple of years that people have gotten into the habit of being like, well, no, here's this fan doctor and on this channel, but also this fan doctor on this channel, and you know, making them a little bit more, I guess, gimmicky. Is that the word?
Varied, I'd say. So more trying. Okay, your different aspects of it. Goblin is just my bad jokes.
Ah. And that's different from your regular jokes. How?
How dare you? All my jokes are good for me, bad for everyone else.
But no, so yeah, no, it was interesting though. So that was a very quick turnover. But it's weird how much of that. It's weird considering how prototypical. Because we joke that was proto Mth, but for all that we sort of make that joke, it's kind of weird how, apart from you looking a bit younger, it's actually very close to how you ended up playing the character throughout.
Oh yeah, like proto-Mth, you could say that most the proto part is mostly just the outfit looking slightly different, but otherwise videos we were going to build to it being that. If you had all the clips of Mth put in a row and you stuck that in there, the only thing that would talk put about is the editing different, because I'm the editor mostly for like the fan films of Mth. Other than that, like fine, they were formed, they were there. I already had, because I am the overthinker, what I wanted to do with them. I remember I said, okay, they're going to be very doubtful themselves, so I'm going to see what to do. And then Matt Jacket sort of cornered, okay, cool, I know how I'm going to end them. The pronouns become slightly weird right now because Mth is he, him, because I was at the time. So I might say that when I'm talking about my character, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. But I remember that, and I remember a few bits and pieces of like the filming. They got dark really quick. You watch the special, and after shall we chat? And after you get the amazing Anderson and yourself and Anthony doing their bits, checking up on them, and you come back to me, it's really dark because that's how Roman was. And I remember the funny hats weird. Oh, you know, Dan, well, funny hats weird clothes being the weirdest, the most difficult line to get out for some reason. And I remember there was an idea for you and Anthony to appear. And then I think I walked forward and okay, actually, Emma wouldn't know who that is. And then, branching, those must just a branching timeline, which would become a domino effect all the way to the Nexus.
Oh no! Unintended consequences.
I remember. But it felt very strange, like, because this wasn't the first Doctor we had planned for myself or you, working together. I mean,
yeah, we'd done
an alternative time warp.
Yeah, we'd done like alternate things and stuff that we were sort of planning for like a fan audio series. But so this was kind of like a sidestep from that. I don't remember actually. Did that happen after this or before this?
The fan audios was before, because it was before we filmed. The moment we filmed them, that became like the Doctor I was going to be. It wasn't going to be audios anymore. We'll get back to that if it's a year there. It was going to be this is the Mth Doctor. We got back, and I remember thinking it was December it came out, wasn't it?
Yes.
And I was so worried about, okay, am I going to say, because you have, side by side with two doctors who are already very well established on that channel, and Anderson, who is just fucking killing it.
Jack Anderson is that is scary good. That take.
He is like, oh my god. You got malnourished Matt over there. So I was very skinny compared to what I am now. Especially now. Doing their best to not freeze at the time because it was cold.
Oh, it was really nippy. We were lucky we got a coat for you, basically.
Oh yes, and there was a nice clean van and reserved, so we kept going to up here.
Because ice cream. Why not?
But yeah, ultimately, Longwell came away from me I want to do more of it.
Yeah.
And Longwell was winding down at the time.
I think we were basically we had plans to do a few more, but like the general consensus was that it was gonna end because I was up in Hull and Anthony was back where I used to live, And so the general consensus was, yeah, no, we'll wind these down, and then we'll do something. We'll do something else. So basically, you and I talked about it, and we were like, okay, I have this channel set up that I set up for other things, but it's all set up and waiting. And so we decided, I think collectively we decided to make Mth on Man at Desk.
Yeah. We decided to do it then. So the age of dark impulses went about. We've done that chapter. We're on to the chapter of the first episode, and I wrote Last Stand didn't exist originally. There was like a moment in script. It was just, oh, you see a light behind the desk, and my hands rise up, and it's implied as regeneration. And then I don't actually remember how we got a predecessor, like whether it was your idea to go, okay, no, we should find someone. Is there anyone you know, or do you remember perceptions?
I don't remember actually. I mean, I remember filming it. I remember filming it at your old workplace. I remember, throwing together like the costume and stuff for Matthew Young as the Noir Doctor. I remember. Oh, that is a fucking vibe. Vibe.
It was Matthew Young's suggestion, because back then I didn't have a camera. I had a silver potato, which just happened to record. He's like, oh, why don't we just make it white? Because I am the Noir Doctor. I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Yes, that's a good idea. So you have the classic intro, isn't it? Themselves.
Well, what we did was we got the original Doctor Who theme for that, which has subsequently meant that episode is not available all over the world anymore because copyright.
And we saw that way back. I like that. I like telling stories with Noir. Noir was going to come back later for next at this point, but he said he didn't want to do it, so we replaced it with the lovely Jim York Wyatt. Wyatt York? No.
Wyatt York. Yeah.
Wyatt York.
Okay. Yeah.
I was there with it.
Sorry, Jim. You've not been double barreled for very long. We will get it right. I promise you.
Yes, the lovely Jim Wyatt York came in and became the predecessor's predecessor. But again, that's a story for a different day. But I liked writing for it. It was a very different Doctor. Like, okay, he was probably the first. I'm going to put this personality out there, and then this person's going to play it.
Yeah.
Rather than, it's playing Matt. Because Matt didn't know Doctor Who at the time. He didn't know, he wasn't too much a fan of it, but he was happy to come help and film.
Yeah.
So we got him and the Sega Saturn, because I had a bunch of retro consoles.
the retro consoles that decided to play the part of an evil supercomputer.
Why not?
Why not, indeed?
You can tell like the switch between cameras as well, because we did get a camera. You and I went to PC World when that existed.
Oh, I know.
That's gone now. We've outlived PC World.
Well, it's Curry's PC World now, isn't it? It's all one thing.
Oh yeah. But the name's gone now. It went there, we got a camera.
I mean, it's not in Prospect Centre anymore, so that's the important thing. It's not there anymore. It's so sad.
Iceland now, isn't there? Iceland? It's something. Either you're not getting computers there.
But no,
we filmed...
Yeah, so we filmed most of it on that silver brick, basically. And then, because we got the good camera, we sort of collectively decided, I think, let's film this last scene, transition it from black and white to regular. And then obviously we filmed...
It was the last scene, and it was Terry's dialogue.
Terry's scenes as well, but we had to, if I recall correctly, we had to degrade that footage.
Rubbishify it.
Yeah, because otherwise it wouldn't have quite worked. Because, the footage was not rubbish enough. that there's not very many circumstances. There's not very many circumstances in today's day and age where you could turn around and say the footage was not rubbish enough.
But you're right, we did have that. I think that one was your idea, actually, to say, okay, at the end we're going to transition it to colour because that's what the Lansdowne's going to be more going forward, and it was a sort of lighter Doctor.
Indeed.
Who was going to transition into a War Doctor. That was the idea originally.
Indeed.
For the jacket. And then, I don't know what time that got banned. We touch upon it occasionally later that he was getting darker.
Yeah. I mean, stuff like the whole, stuff like the Voltaire saga with the whole, like, killing things and such.
Voltaire. I could go on about like the different eras of them, what they were doing at the time today. Because then you have like the actual script, the majority, what the script was.
Yeah, the first step.
In last time was the whole thing I had to make after I made the first episode, rather than written. So okay, we've now got a successor. And we've now got a predecessor. Okay, cool. Good. Have the scene, and then you have proper first episode. I am doing an 11th hour, and I'm in my predecessor's clothes for most of it.
Indeed. Which, apart from that one scene where we forgot the coat.
We forgot it. I love the fact that we forgot it. Like, you know what? Let's just work it in. So nicked his coat.
Oh.
I like the idea they are trying to grab him and stop the Mth Doctor from going into the office, and the Mth Doctor's just doing their thing. And like, I don't know. Like, oh, thanks. Like just a slight Mr. Bean kind of character sometimes. That was fun.
Absolutely.
And then our poor Terry couldn't leave that desk.
Poor Terry, who was in a grand total of 3 episodes. We have filmed all his scenes in one day, and it was all behind that one sodding desk.
He lives on that desk.
He truly was the first man at desk.
Oh my god, the man at desk just regenerates every once in a while.
Oh no!
At one point.
No, it's like BioShock Infinite. There's always a man. There's always a desk. Oh god.
Oh my god. Because he was meant to be in Hollow Hearts, but like more than that. Hollow Hearts will get to that the day. Sorry, I'm trying to limit myself to.
No, it's all good. So what's interesting about First Step is it's a very active little episode. It takes a few cues from like 11th Hour and stuff. Obviously you've got the whole if my brain could finish a sentence. You've got the whole running around in your predecessor's clothes thing. You've got the whole breaking the sonic screwdriver thing. It takes a fair few cues from it, but I feel like it's not, in as much as it kind of is a bit of a clone of like the 11th Hour mode, it's not really, in the way that a lot of stuff from that era was trying to copy the 11th Hour was just copying the 11th Hour, whereas we did something quite different.
Sonic 1 was a side effect of you made a Sonic 4 Matt Noir, the Noir Doctor, and it was like Tenant modification.
Yes.
The first Tenant, not obviously he didn't exist at the time. And we knew because of the model that Sonic has to end up looking like this. It has to end up looking like that. So, okay. So we used like a build your own Sonic set, and then it was cut off at the top. I'm like, okay, so we need something that will eventually go into that. So that was like the beginning of doing that. Like, okay, cool, I've broken it. Now we've got going to lead into that.
Mm-hmm.
Predators of Clothes was just because I knew immediately, okay, this is what they're doing. He's going to come up and go, hi, I'm the Doctor. He's sent on a mission. He's not going to have time to get changed. He's not doing a Jedi Witch. Jedi Witch is needless at this point. But I'm going shopping. And they don't actually clarify why the Harry gets those. I'm assuming TARDIS, which never had a TARDIS set, which was interesting.
I don't think you've ever even had a TARDIS, like a moment of stepping into the TARDIS. Like in Longbarrow Brothers, we occasionally had like the box just pop up and then step out from behind like a perspective box, like a forced perspective box. But I don't think you've ever even had that.
No, you have like in First Step, you have the Mth Doctor go, oh, you'll like this bit, and then they go off behind the bush. No, it's being filmed after the watershed, but no. Oh yeah. So, and then you get the count, which is implied. Okay, yeah, the Doctor's stuck. Their TARDIS over there. It became a running gag. Like, you never saw, like, again, as you said, a forced perspective. It was very strange looking back, not having. They wrote an entire episode where it was in the TARDIS. We didn't have a TARDIS set, but I still wrote it. It was very strange. It was like that was comparisons when it used to be like, oh, again, all over there. First step, you have Robert Malcolm, which, if in retrospect, we just pretty much just gave him 2 first names. Was okay. This Locker clinging on to Unit a bit more, so let's give him a Unit companion with a gun. And then I think one of my favorite scenes, just in retrospect, is just Lord Malcolm gets asked, okay, that you're gonna go clear civilians. Okay, cool. Doug, one person goes by. That's my job done. Goodbye.
Yep. No. There's clearly only one civilian in this entire park. So it's just like, move along.
Just move on. Okay. he just did that like, oh, that will do. Like, there was a bit of the script that was, I was like the Doctor is angry moment because why do beautiful things always kill? But in retrospect, it absolutely killed the pacing, and it was really whiplashy in terms of personality. So I don't know if we intentionally just didn't film it or we forgot.
I feel like I don't remember, funnily enough. Like maybe we just decided it didn't fit on the day. Because I remember we were quite rushed, actually. Because at the time, a guy came up to us from the park and was basically like, "Yeah, do you have permission to film here? You know, have you got permission?
Yeah.
You know, because obviously we'd filmed near their thing, and obviously we hadn't got permission to film because we were making a fan film, and it's a fan film. So he sort of was like, "We'll let you film today, but like in general, like you're not supposed to." And so we filmed. So we filmed First Step and we filmed Run at the same time. Yeah, because you have the same. No, because Mark has the same Malcolm outfit both episodes, and you've got the same haircut and tan.
I must have changed that one because I remember Run being a separate day. But
No,
again, not right.
You changed the outfit, yeah. And it started raining like really hard while we were filming Run.
Like, you had to pour water over my head just for continuity. There's another one that's anniversary coming up in a few months.
Scary, isn't it?
Indeed. Because I was editing all these, and it was. I don't know if that way. But I'm like, basically, I was filming that. And I remember in my head when I was doing the script as well, it was a different forest that I had in mind, but we're going to film it there. A forest I knew with a scorch mark on one of the trees. I was going to use that as this is where the creatures hide. So when we get to this new forest we're filming, cool, like a bigger forest, yeah, there is no scorch mark. So I had to put it in post, and it looks really sloppy. Editor Matt was not the best at that job at the time.
I mean, you had only really just started doing stuff like that.
I think before that I edited like anime clips for Pandora Hearts and Bridge, which you would later cameo in. That's somewhere in the bowels of the internet. TV tropes played still up. But no, I think you're right. Yeah, that forest came in handy because it was massive forest, great for running. A lot of running.
Lots of running.
How was the bowl?
I think that's just a generic effect that you had on Sony Vegas.
No, the ball and
I think it might have been. Shit, I remember that. Yeah, it was a generic little light up ball, I think. I just don't remember where the fuck it came from.
Well, it came in handy. Like, okay, we're gonna stick the feature in there. Like,
I mean, if there's one thing you could say for young us, it's that we definitely didn't drop the ball. Drop the ball. Drop the pew. But
Okay, now we go regenerate.
oh no. But yeah, so yeah, it's interesting though, because like I remember the ball. I just don't remember where the fuck it came from.
It's difficult to say because I had a prop box and I don't remember that being in there. I go, oh, the box was just stuff like, this is now that. And we definitely used a few things from it in future episodes, but this one, I don't remember that war game on it. But it just existed. Don't know where it's gone now. First step bugs me only in my chest because it's got ads now, and I don't know where they come from.
That's just YouTube's enshittification.
I hate it when it does that. Like, I'm trying to get you.
I'm not super thrilled with it. Like I'll click on fucking, like, if I click on the first step right now. Oh no, ads.
Like you do. Oh yeah, honestly, at the end of first step, it's like, in terms of changes, but everything that bugs me is that whole end scene. I'm not happy with it still.
Oh.
The monster gets resolved fairly easily, but again, that might be my. I'm like, okay, it's fixing your point. Okay, like that's just there. Wish I'd done a bit more. Okay, what to do in here? How to get here? I mean, I think we were going to do a whole. Oh yeah, the master and council, all this council. We're going to stick it on.
Yeah.
I think but I wish I'd done a bit more. We've made it a bit longer, but again, I also can't take last to save my life. So at the end, when you have how's the outfit look? And could you have a version of the outfit?
Yes.
A bubbly outfit, like it's like all the suit. It's very Smith. It is very Smith. When Johnson Smiley goes, you look ridiculous, and I was, a change. Which I'd done. The mention of that, I should have done the exchange going. He goes, no, it's actually perfect. He laughs and then goes, thank you. Because I do wish that that running gag that Robert Malcolm has, where thank you. Like that he's just not sure how to take things. Because Mth is very much like, I've often pondered like what Mth would be like in different incarnation stories. And one of them is a scene in Arachnid in the UK.
Yeah.
Where they ask Gav, are you dating? And the person goes, oh no. Right? To me, that was very Mth code. Like, yeah, Mth would have gone, I don't know. Alright. I've got to check these things. That would have been a perfect time for a Coco. I got to check it. One time I almost got married to the drink. What? Yes, I made some cocoa and got engaged. That would have been the perfect time to reference it.
No, that would have been amazing.
But it's interesting to see what in first step leads to the end. Like I always like seeing the first Doctor, the first full story of this Doctor. So if you compare it to the future, very little I think actually. Well, you get slowly get a little bit darker and a bit more. You get more aspects of them talking to himself. But Malcolm doesn't stick around much. The audios, fan film wise, you can almost see it the fan films are one era.
Yeah.
And you got the audios and you got the pros and whatnot. But looking back on first step again, it's interesting to codify it in some form. Because the Vanguard is taking it all okay, I'm going to do the original story, and this is what it's going to be. The original works.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, this is what you're doing now. How would I write this now? Obviously, it's a different form now because it's going to be prose.
Yeah,
but,
and I mean, the thing is, it's interesting because it's not really what would you do now, because you're not writing a Doctor Who, you're writing something original. And I think the thing is, I go back sometimes and I watch original, older stuff, and I go, if I was doing this now, I would not, I would not do this and I would not do that. Have you ever had, because obviously we're talking about this, it's been 12 years, have you ever had the sort of thought of, going back and remaking stuff?
not in the Newman way, not in the
No.
refilming way, but
No.
I was at one point going to do a whole, I'm going to make novelizations of
Yeah.
each story. Or prosify them if you want, because technically it would be novel length, but it was going to be that. And I started writing Last Stand, and there was going to be a lot more
Leading up.
leading up and expansion of what the world's like without Unit and things, etc. And I began thinking of the other things. Okay, what would First Step be like? And yeah, it would be from a few. You would see an initial attack from that. You'd see more of like the files themselves, and you'd have a bit more. Mth doesn't really have any poster generation doodally.
Yeah.
Like, they are just the Mth Doctor from that.
I feel like we did that deliberately because we wanted to just jump into it.
When I wrote Twisting Corridors, because you wanted an earlier one, well, I made Mth. I gave them that in terms of generation fatigue more than anything
Yeah.
else. So that was something. I wish I'd just. Oh my god, no! Remember, I was going to. You remember it? There's a scene we didn't do. I think just because we forgot, because we rushed out of because we were filming at uni, and it was going to be the Mth Doctor just faints, and Brigadier is like, medic, and then walks off.
I remember that now. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Forgot about that. I think that was the only bit that we were going to do, like, in terms of post-generation doodally, but that would have been funny. I think the other thing was, I definitely would have prosified it. I mean, looking back, a lot of the ideas I had were bigger than I had a budget for.
Yeah. Which happens in fan films a lot, to be fair.
Oh, massively. Like, when we get to talking about Hollow Hearts, when that comes around anniversary, that, I don't know how we were going to do in terms of filming until those changes came up. But I would have made an audio doctor, because I didn't know it was a thing sometimes. And it didn't occur to me that, oh yeah, we could do that. It also would have made the Mth Doctor have a different style, because the Mth Doctor was still going. You made a choice that you weren't having any stories during my first little bit.
Yeah. I wanted to focus
You
on
didn't have any until
Twisting Corridors.
Thousand Death? Was it after Thousand Death?
No, so the first season was all you. So that was Last Stand, First Step, Hollow Hearts, Run. Then we started with Twisting Corridors. And that's when we started doing the alternate, because we were building up to the ending of Thousand Deaths where Emma shows up. But I wanted to focus on Mth and give. My microphone keeps wanting to fall down. It's because I've got so many cables. Give me a sec. But no, I wanted to focus on your stuff. I can't remember precisely why, but I think I just liked the idea of having a solid run of here's just the Mth Doctor, rather than hopping between the two of us.
I mean, your Doctor was already kind of. It was definitely established. You had your episode, you got that. So you didn't have an end, but you did have a beginning of an arc. So
Yeah.
You've got to go find Emma. And I think the thing we got lucky of at the beginning is plenty of places to film. Because you had, again, I said, I used to work. My old area was getting knocked down, so it made peak filming. We used uni.
It was because I remember now. It was because Cold Hearted Observers hadn't come out yet.
Ah, yes.
So I think it was a
midway.
case of So I think it was basically we said we'd want to wait until that was out and then we'd start releasing Nth on our Manic Desk, because we didn't want to like overlap too much there.
Oh, that makes sense. You later on you do get like memory lane, Cult of the Show, which I think should have been what Emp was at the beginning in terms of how you do a story, because you get to expand it more. You're not limited to where because the issue we came across later and why the crossover didn't end up happening is my legs decided to not function much. I had a tricky time of that and the editing software deciding to not like me anymore. But my always in a weird sort of like going up and down and how decent they want to be. Because so it became. But in looking back, that would have been sidestep if I did okay, I'm doing process. And then you have do appearances, I guess a special thing.
Yeah.
And then you would have had some interesting. You could have had like before the big crossover, a fan film of the Mth Doctor, like rival as it was, and an audiobook of the Nth Doctor before it, and sort of little prologue to it, and then you go that. The first step, I think, is the outfit. Like, I wish I had done a thing where they start out a little bit more vibrant color-wise, and then transition later into that jacket.
I mean, I think of all your early outfits, I think we both sort of agree though that the run look was the best one.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. Like, the short jacket, I don't think I could pull off very well. I like the long jacket sleeve. Although I do like the grey one I used like for a couple of photos much later on.
You mean your last look, basically?
Last look to come out canonic. I think chronologically from the California view, the last look to come out is that that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
The that one. So the last look I made for the grey one, because it still pops a bit more than the black one, because I think I could colorize a bit too much in there, so that I could then transition to this is one. I think I did end up. Bear with me, because I am a sentimental old beast, and so I do have like all of the scripts and episodes, and I did put them in all the Mth Doctor, because I'm the Italian Doctor, the Mth Doctor. Okay, so there's different areas, different things. I'm trying to remember where I ended up sticking. Would me? No, it wouldn't have been that. It would have been. I'm just trying to find. I think it's this one. Yes, it is. Dark Impulses, where it came. Like, so Dark Impulses is like in the first era, like after Faded Reflection, and I forgot the the narration for Trusting Corridors. I think I've got that back because you kept asking where's the narration gone. Look at that. So before the Thousand Deaths, you have the Dark Impulses.
Yeah, which makes sense.
So he's sort of in the middle of doing that jacket. That jacket is the wrong one. So that's alright.
So yeah. So it is so weird though that it's been like 12 years since the first Nth episode proper.
It is so surreal. Like, a lot has changed in 12 years. I have small ones now. I have small ones now, and I remember just watching Daddy Doc on the TV. Oh, can you do this? Like, oh yeah, and that Doctor used to be always in the games. Always in the games we played. It was brilliant. And again, for the longest time, that was just the Doctor I played. Everything I feel was that one.
Yeah.
So it was. That would be.
What you're looking at?
There we go. No, I just had to quit Discord because.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah. So for the longest time, that was the one I played, and I think, and that was the one I wrote for. It wasn't until like the Nth Doctor later on that I wrote for that one.
Yeah.
But again, you have this time afterwards to sort of, oh, this is my craft, this is what I'm doing in practice. I look at the Mth Doctor, the First Doctor, and it does make me First Doctor. It's the first step. And I am quite nostalgic on it. Oh, yeah, I'm being able to learn like that. I remember filming like that, editing it to bits and pieces. And I remember the gag of, oh, put most of regeneration into the nose. Because I get a bit of a nose. So he's not looking at it going, okay, this is what I'm just on. Okay. For example, I wish when I started, I'd set an end. I remember I had an idea for what the end was going to be.
Yeah.
There was two originally. As in, at one point it was I walk into the TARDIS and regenerate. And my successor brings Smythe and Malcolm over. But again, TARDIS. I don't have a TARDIS. So again, this would have worked better, far better. Pros.
Yeah.
And Hertz Unspoken plays in the background because I like that band at the time. And the other one, I was going to have the Mth Doctor go off and have an adventure that lasts absolute years. And then my dad would play the Mth Doctor just at the end of their life. That would have been cool. Like, I think though we want like an actual me regenerate one. Because of what I thought older makeup, but then no, it was gonna be older makeup, and then we just asked Dad to do it. But I wish I'd gone. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then this. This is where I end. Much like every single fan film Doctor in existence, you didn't plan an end.
No.
Or you knew, do an end and come back already. Don't mean to rag. The remaking, you brought have I ever thought remaking it? I would never remake something and then just ignore the old one. Like if I did remake that, for one thing, it wouldn't be film because I do not have the time anymore. Like a node being, I don't have the time, but I'd also want to play about with. Okay, let's do it either an audio, like the audio Doctor, or an audio book, or as it pros. Like I would do. I forgot things called. So I came across this fan Doctor who they are all pros. There was a site where you can download them as PDFs, all that. Like okay, cool. That might have been the perfect thing for them. So I was already a very prosy being at the time. So I'd never. If I did remake it, I would keep it there. Like this is for posterity. This is that Doctor.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, as you say, you wouldn't do a remake in the same format, you know.
No. I'd
like,
want to play about it more.
I've thought about re-edits occasionally, but like the thing is, because the first Lungbarrow Brothers things were done, technically speaking, they were done on a camera that could do 1080p, but we rendered them at like 360 because that's YouTube standard at the time, and YouTube standard changed very, very quickly. It was, I know.
Oh my god, that's like the Wild West time.
I know.
Before I took over.
So you know, I've occasionally thought of like talking to Anthony and like re-editing, like recreating, remastering, but that's not the same thing. You know, it's not quite the same thing as remaking, in my estimation.
No. No, a remake. If like in the context of what we're saying, a remake is fully okay. From around, we're going to remake this. Whereas that's taking it and going, okay, we're going to just adjust it and re-release it as this. So it's not like additional work, it's not additional filming. But plus that, it was such a combination of things at the time that I don't think you could recreate it anymore. Like we don't have that face to film anymore.
No. We don't really talk to the other actors.
No, I haven't seen those since uni in college and
stuff, basically.
Stuff, yeah. I don't talk to them apart from myself. I still do quite frequently. Now a bit of a twat. But
harsh.
I'd also want to step away from what Mth ended up having a lot of, which was POV monsters. Because effects
Yeah,
are hard.
we learned a lot of lessons from Lungbarrow Brothers stuff, but we didn't. The thing is, when we learned those lessons, I feel like early us, we fought to match LB instead of fighting to exceed LB. And it was only later that we tried to fight to do stuff that LB couldn't. So like, there's a couple of episodes of like certainly the Man at Desk Star Trek where I feel like I've done stuff that LB could never do. But I've never made a fan film where I feel like I've exceeded what LB could have done. You know. And I feel like that's a failing. But then you got to remember.
What we did was 1,000 Deaths, but that's later on. Well,
but what you got to remember is that obviously we weren't Anthony. Anthony was older and more experienced than us. So a lot of what we were doing was basically fighting to prove we could make this stuff without him, basically, in a weird way. At least it was for me. It was for me. It was fighting to say we can make this stuff and we don't need Anthony. That's not the way I want to phrase that, really. You know, we can do this stuff without needing, you know, the presence of this older, more experienced, you know, filmmaker. We too are strong, independent filmmakers who can do this stuff ourselves. You know. Well, you know, and the thing is, like it was a big thing for me. I wanted to demonstrate that I could do a lot of what he could do. You know, so like I took. That's one of the reasons. Another of the reasons I was glad to make it so Mth centric at first was I wanted to focus on the directing side of it. You know, and focus on let's do some cool things. It's one of the reasons why Run was filmed almost entirely handheld, was because I wanted to go, okay, actually, this is not something that Anthony would ever do. So, you know, I wanted to try something new. So it was interesting.
It was. For me, it was actually you doing it around, because I hadn't done it with Anthony, like Path and Dark Impulses. It was more, okay, I can be also a good teammate at this. I can film this well and I can write this well. And I think it was, did you evolve? Like, stuff, right? Because I became more comfortable with audios because I didn't need to budget places.
Indeed.
And I could get more people. And then I became far more comfortable with prose because that's my medium. I like prose. I've written prose for God knows how long, like before this. So that was just kind of what I was doing.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just also occurred to me. Do you remember Celtex?
Oh God, I do.
We were using Celtex back when it was free. It was brilliant. And
I know.
So I don't have the original scripts anymore because I don't have Celtex, because Celtex is had to go behind a bloody paywall.
I know. It's so frustrating.
Wish I had them again. The old scripts, just I would really fancy doing it. But you see, I also wish I'd dived into more like fan films and seeing, okay, what are these lot doing? What are they doing? Seeing these early ones. I don't think at the time I watched anything past. I think that do you think I found any traps that other fan films want to do?
I think we fell into a few, to be honest. I think it would be arrogance to assume we wouldn't. I think the one thing that I was proud of that we didn't do was we didn't quote the show very often. You know, because fan films in general had a habit of just going, hey, here's lines from the show to prove that we're doing Doctor Who. We had, like, visual iconography, like an episode of you farting around in your predecessor's clothes, but, you know, we didn't go into the over-the-top post-regeneration trauma. We didn't have you quoting past doctors all over the place, you know? You know, so there are a lot of traps that we were aware of, especially in the writing, that we didn't fall into. Whereas in terms of the filmmaking, maybe there were a lot of traps that we fell into. We filmed a lot in woods because that's what we had. You know, we had POV monsters because that's what was physically possible. Those are traps. Those are absolutely traps. It would be the height of arrogance to assume that we weren't going to fall into those. ultimately my craft, yours as well, we're writers first. You know, like I'm a filmmaker, I make films, I make audios, but my first craft is writing. And, you know, the one thing that I will say with absolute fucking pride is I think that the writing of those episodes holds up. You know, I think, you know, like they're not as good as we can do now, but I don't go back there and watch those scripts and watch those episodes and go, God, this writing shit. I go, I know what I'd do differently, but this holds up, which is the important thing. I don't know if you feel the same, but like that to me was always the most important thing, was getting the writing fucking solid.
Well, looking back, I don't look at it and go, oh, this is an abysmal writing. I look at it and go, okay, I could have done this differently. Because to me, we don't use any of the fan lines, but to me it was very much I'm not making a fan thing, I was making the show, and it would be, okay, this is first step, this is introducing. I think I took an aspect of the show, which is your first episode is you're not plot heavying it. This is going to be I'm looking at these characters, let's see how they're going to do. And you have Robert Malcolm, who is there. He's a strict Unity Doctor. Unity Doctor?
He's a
unit soldier.
Yeah, so he's a unit soldier, but he's also like, he's your companion. He's the one that bounces off the Doctor a little bit. It works.
Though again, I wish that when I started to travel, I didn't know too much about him. It's one of the rare times I didn't overthink a companion. I didn't go, okay, I want to do this with them, what are they like? I didn't have a habit of making Bibles yet, because I didn't only make Bibles. Like, this is what this is, thinking about loads of different aspects before I make it. This is very much this is Rob Malcolm, he's a Unity soldier, he has a gun. Yes.
That's it.
It's a stark contrast to Vivi, who
you had a lot of concepts like planned ahead of time for Vivi.
Oh, absolutely! Like a whole concept of what she was like, what she did, and where she came from, why she was doing this, etc., etc. And that became sort of my companion standard. Robert Malcolm is a very rare one of he's just there. He's there. He answers the question. Like my own headcanon is later. I say headcanon, is later. He becomes. If I had kept like him showing up, he would have become much more of a sarcastic prick. Purely because in Fading Reflections, to skip ahead slightly, you get Robot Malcolm. In my head, that is just Robert Malcolm with a few augmentations, and he is just fucking with the Doctor. Because he's bored. Like, yeah, I'm doing this fine. Like, maybe I should have had it as just that jacket from the beginning. And then you have this contrast of, oh, he's got a very beaten jacket, but but he's acting very odd, and then he grows into it, so to speak. Either that or the bright outfit first, and then that would be interesting. Like, if you gave me a boatload of money to go, look, could you remake this? I would remake it in prose, because I feel like that's where it would thrive most, because that's my language. And then you make it.
Fair.
I mean, a lot of things I do. Like, if I was make them, if I ever made like, novels, the first novel would be Last Stand, First Step, and the arc of who is putting these creatures on Earth. So there would be that whole thing as a novel. Again, pay me the money and I shall do that.
Fair. Well, I mean, to be fair, people will be able to pay you the money to read your original writing instead, based on these like loose versions of these concepts turned into original writing.
Like, the Vanguard is going to be very interesting, because it was basically, okay, what would I do with this aspect? It ended up being the fantasy series. Yay. And it's very interesting going, okay, this translates to this translates to this, and sort of also how they would change.
Yes.
Where the Vanguard's a different beast to the Doctor. You can tell by mannerisms. Yeah, it's the Mth Doctor. It means and how you even have Smythe shows up, and you have there is no Robert Malcolm, but Vivi pops up as Vivian. So from the beginning, so it's very interesting seeing like how that will develop as well. Because I'm looking back at these to do that as well. Going, okay, what's this going to be like there? How is this going to play in this environment? So it is a remake from a certain point of view.
Which, it's the most interesting kind of remake in a way, because, like, fundamentally, and I want to talk about this a little bit in a Man Sans Desk video one of these days. Plug. But I fundamentally believe that every time a fan writer writes a character from an existing franchise, they are not writing a character from an existing franchise. They are writing their interpretation of that character. And that is really just an original character with some assumptions that the author makes about this character's characterization. But it's not that character, it's its own character with a name bolted on, in a way. Because as much as you and I might try to write other people's characters, ultimately we aren't the person who created that. All we can do is write what we know and try and translate it through our lens. So in a way, the Vanguard will probably end up being a purer piece of creativity than any fan stuff has ever been, because you're not pretending anymore, basically.
In essence, like original Doctors are quite easy for that because they're already the original person, just with this backstory that we know from canon. It's like making I am Sherlock Holmes, but from the 53rd century, where there's mechanical elephants instead of people. Write that down.
Motherfucker, this is going on the internet forever. It's on the internet. I don't need to write it down. But yeah.
But you know what I mean? So in that sense, you've got this easier thing of, they're already original characters. You're just, as you said, owning that fact that, they're original. And I made, like, the shadow creature?
Yeah.
Oh my god, do we ever actually have a name for what the hell is in this?
No.
I realised actually, looking back, because I was rewatching Dark Impulses, so there is an unintentional callback to Dark Impulses. Because in Dark Impulses, you have the Nth Doctor, your Doctor, talk about, I'm trying to track this thing, but it's not come up anymore. Oh, maybe I don't have to identify it. I can track it by the fact that it's unique. And then you have the Nth Doctor, my dog, in First Step, trying to track this shadow creature. And going, okay, it keeps fluctuating. Oh, maybe I can track it by that fact. So, unintentional. So I think Dark Impulses was in my brain a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Because, again, you do have this weird thing of the First Step is there, and then it's just that little bit at the beginning that, okay, that's going to go over there and get expanded into the Last Stand. You do really see like a whole life for them. So it will be very interesting to. I am looking forward to remaking OGifying this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a chance of, okay, I'm going to tell this story, fully owning it as this is mine.
Yeah.
My interpretation of things is what we're going to do. In a genre I like, so I'm prosing it and something like that. So you can always find me as like Mr. M Works or Mr. M Pros on various things. Depends if Mr. M Works has been nicked. I usually try and make that one, but it's not.
Or MR Mills on Kindle Direct Publishing if you want to read any of Matthew's other original works.
Indeed. You can always find me on. There's a few short stories up already for the sort of Gargan universe, and the first novel will be hopefully by this time it's going to depend on how quickly I can edit some things. Is re-released as Red Eyes. So go for that. Hopefully, a link in the description to my author page. Have fun with that one. Pluggy, pluggy, plug.
Pluggy plugs. And on that pluggy backstory, on that pluggy bombshell even, what the hell, Jed? I'm tired and I haven't had enough caffeine, but it's time for us to depart. So, live long and prosper, beautiful audience. Go into the descriptions below. Click like, click subscribe, click comment and leave us a nice comment. Don't leave us a nasty comment because I do occasionally delete those if they're really shitty. But leave us happy comments. Go click on the links below. Follow us in other places. Go read Matthew's original works. And yeah, we shall see you next time.
Beware umbrellas.
Beware umbrellas. We will do something with that one day, motherfucker. I swear. We will. But yeah, so live long and prosper. Bye bye.
Bye bye.